That's pretty dope.
It is.
For me, it would have been just like whatever. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like I didn't even care about it. So I'm glad you have it.
That's the only book I have from that.
But you didn't do that.
From all right, we are live. Ooh, I came up with a theme song. Let me see if I can. I should have had that ready. Got it. All right, let's see. Then I have to find it. Jeez.
Lego, what's tonight's inspiration? What are you doing tonight?
I don't know. I'm thinking something fiery.
Lego, what's tonight's
I think I'm lagging out.
No, he just stopped in the middle of that.
All right, let's see. Can you guys hear this?
Nope. I could see it, but I can't hear it.
I'm getting dizzy.
I'm getting hypnotized.
All right. That's a work in progress. All right, what do we got cracking this week, y'all? Still a lot of blowback. I went to Frankenstein's yesterday, and I saw like 3 different gay dudes dressed like Superman. It was crazy. They were just out there being fabulous.
Good for them. Good for them.
Right? They get a hero. I saw on the Union page today that they shared one of those CBR articles talking crap about the Comicsgate guys.
It's talking about one of the main talking about Gabe, the colorist for the Superman comic book. He was on the he was at the Dan Fraga podcast, and he wasn't really happy with where the comic is going and with the and with what happened with Superman's kid and stuff like that. So he was giving out his views on how he felt, and he said he's just gonna make sure just to run out his contract with DC and he'll be out of there. But yeah, it's that I read the whole article. It's just ridiculous.
I read the whole article too, and it didn't seem like. Well, I don't know. What was your take on after you read the whole article?
I didn't really. I was like, I mean,
like I tried really hard to mention people's names. It's like it was kind of like they were trying to cancel people for talking about this, and it seemed like they were misrepresenting their opinions somewhat as well by using snippets and pieces and taking what they were saying as a whole out of context. And I don't 100% agree with what the comics guys are saying, but I think that I don't think that they're in action. I think that they're a reaction to a different thing going on. So I think all of the people that are in this space need to be heard.
Yeah, to me, it was when I read the whole article. It was just basically Gabe being frustrated on what's going on, but then of course Rich Johnson, he always has to add extra stuff, which just to make his article look better. I mean, he's always been doing that for years now. I mean, yeah, throughout the comic industry. You know, there's a majority of people that hate him because you know some of his stories or some of his news is always out there. But to me, Dan Fraga, as I've known him for a while. A lot of you guys know him too. I mean, that dude's down to earth and cool as hell.
He doesn't hate anybody.
Yeah, he doesn't have a hate on anything on his bones. It's like that dude is one of the chillest dudes ever, and he'll literally give you his shirt on his back if you needed it. So that was a little bit like kind of made me angry that Rich was trying to make Fraga seem like he was a bad person, which he's not.
The biggest thing is that these guys now, like I said, I don't agree with everything that they say, but everything that they say isn't as bigoted as these people are trying to paint them in a corner to seem. So it's a pretty sad situation.
Well, for me, like I said on the Union page, I don't the kid, what is his name? John Kent now, right? It's his name, John Kent.
Yeah.
He's a new character, and we've always said before, like, why don't you make a new character and if you want to make someone bi, gay, whatever, make a new character. They have. So I have no problem with the kid being anything, whatever he wants to be. I mean, it's not my Superman since I was raised with Clark. Kid being anything, whatever he wants to be. I mean, and but good for them. I mean, if it helps out some kids out there to if they see themselves in John Kent and make some buy comics. I mean, I got nothing against that. I mean, that shit. I just want, at the end of the night, I just want people to read comics and this field to stay as long as possible. So, I mean, I can't hate on them. I just want, I love comic books. I just want kids to, no matter what you are, who you are, what you feel like, I just want them to read comics and keep this alive.
Yeah, I agree. I've always been in that camp too, where instead of trying to retroactively change people, I do think that a lot of the articles that are reporting on this are misrepresenting it too. So,
but that's always the thing with these kind of articles. It's always a clickbait. They need people to read their articles, which we did. Which we did. I mean, I'm not sure if the other people here read the articles.
I read it.
I don't read them.
And so, it's just they got their goal. That we read the article. So
I'm gonna go grab the wheel. I'll be right back. You guys can keep riffing on this if you want, or Liz, you can talk about the deal that we're gonna do, come up with times and whatnot. I'll go get the wheel and the markers. I'll be right back.
What? Sorry. Oh, the deal. The deal is if whoever's watched, because we aren't spinning the wheel for movies. So whoever shows up in the chat, you got to make sure you like, ring the bell for notifications, subscribe to our shows, and then your name gets put on the wheel, and we'll spin the wheel, and you guys will win some Raise Comics house cash.
Oh, that's awesome! Nice.
Tyler's trying to call it Raise Riches. Like, I don't know about that, but yeah. So there you go. It's very simple, but you have to be on the show when we spin it too. So that means you have to stick around. You can't just dine and dash on us.
I mean, it was an exciting week with all these new trailers that came out and stuff like that too.
Mr. Josh was all about Black Adam.
Yeah, he was. He was happy.
What?
Yep.
What happened? What?
He loves The Rock as Black Adam. If you smell with the bolt,
Might be one of history's biggest miscastings. We'll see.
I mean, he's pretty big.
Yeah, but Black Adam is not supposed to be big. His power comes from magic, not from bulk.
True.
Yeah.
So the trailer struck me like the Black Adam from the New 52, the comic where they told his origin in that universe. It played very much like what we saw in the trailer. Black Adam is from Kandak, which is a North African country that's similar to Egypt in the DC universe. And they're, like a lot of Middle Eastern countries, it's a country that's under like a military junta, and the native, I don't know if they're called Kandakians or something, but the native peoples are being being oppressed.
They're aliens from another planet.
And there's yeah, right. And there's a lot of ancient ruins there in their land, and so if I remember correctly from the New 52, that there was a brother and sister that delved into one of these ruins to try and find some treasures to help fund the resistance against their military overlords. And in the process, they end up releasing Black Adam, and then he comes back. And in the comic, if I remember, also that the ruling military had sent some patrols in after the brother and sister, and so I think that's what we're seeing unfold in that short trailer. So the story looks, at least the way that it winds itself out looks pretty good, and obviously they play up on some of Black Adam's power and his ruthlessness and stuff like that. But mercifully, we didn't have to see much of the Rock's face. So. Look, I love Dwayne Johnson as much as the next guy. I like him, and yes, I do. I like him in just about everything I see. I just don't think he's the right casting for Black Adam.
Who would you, if you had a chance to change the actor, who would you put as Black Adam?
My first pick would be Jason Isaac, who played Lucius Malfoy, and he also played the British colonel in The Patriot that was against Mel Gibson. He's got the right face for it. He'd have to tan up a little bit and maybe do a little bit of working out to get some muscles going. Second option would be Arnold Vosloo, who played the Mummy. I think when he's got hair going, he's got a great widow's peak, and he's got the right angular features for it. The Rock is, he's Samoan. He looks like a big friendly Samoan guy. The Black Adam is a villain. He's supposed to have that villainous appearance, this kind of thing. That doesn't look like The Rock.
I'm gonna be Lucius for Halloween.
Perfect cast.
See, you would have been perfect there, Isaac.
That's I do like Black Adam though. I mean, I'm not saying the casting. I mean, I like The Rock like you do, and hopefully he's good on it.
Look, I could be wrong. I mean, it is possible. It is possible to get somebody who doesn't look the part, but then they own the role. They're just that good at it. That can happen. But I don't know. My hopes are not super high.
He's got low hopes. He's got low hopes.
So that was one of them that came out, and then the other one they got a little bit longer trailer for the Batman.
I didn't see that one.
You didn't see that one?
No, I missed that one.
Oh,
Liz is not real good at watching trailers.
I barely watched it myself. It was so fucking dark. It was almost impossible to see what was going on.
I did have to put the little brightness up a little bit on my phone too, but overall, oh my lord, that movie looks so good. In my opinion, it looks really good. What do you think, Isaac or Jose?
Night.
I was very, very happy that Matt Reeves gave a lot of credit to Francesco Francavilla. He actually shouted him out, and he said it in multiple interviews that it is inspired by Francesco Francovilla's run.
Ooh.
The artwork. So that is, to me, hell yeah. Francesco's been he's been one of those.
He also said it was a part of Ego from
Darwin Cook.
Yes.
So and I think that was, and I think, yes, and you touched on it great. And I think that was a very beautiful sentiment, because if you guys follow him, you will know that he was one of Darwin Cook's best friends. And when Darwin passed, he took it really hard. So to get credited and to be told that it is you and your late best friend's work that's being that was an influence for this, I think that's pretty cool. My hat goes off. That's respect right there. So, but I am kind of right there with Lego, though. It was a little bit dark. But I'm not really big. I'm not a big trailer guy. I'm just like, yeah, it's cool. I like seeing the shots. I want to see. I've just been dying to see more of that Batmobile, and I think that's gonna be one of my favorite ones. Just that combination of like the muscle car sort of look. To me, that's freaking badass.
It looks like a Mustang, huh?
Yeah.
It looks like a Charger, well, like the front of a Charger or a Challenger. Like the middle looks like a Mustang, and then the back is just like freaking giant engine like protruding. I was fortunate enough to find some of the Hot Wheels, and me and the guys got them. So we were kind of staring at it for a while, trying to figure out what it looked like, and that was our best guess. It's like the front of a Charger or Challenger, the middle of the Mustang, because it has that little drop back, and then the engine, the back is just it's just that engine component that he makes. So, but it looks pretty badass. I like it. Now I need the 1/18th more detail scaled from Hot Wheels. So please hurry up on that.
It's also the least. It's also the least like fantastic looking Batmobile that they've ever produced. Everything else looks rather outlandish. This one looks like something that a couple of rednecks would put together on their farm back in Louisiana.
But you're right. Dang, Billy, you hankering for a resto mod?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we got Pop's old Cutlass back there. We gonna chop it on up, make it into two. Take two cars, make it into one. I reckon we sell it to that boy Bruce Wayne.
And I was saying beforehand that that Dwayne Johnson might be a terrible casting for Black Adam, but Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne, man, that's going to be a hard sell for me. I can't imagine that guy owning Bruce Wayne in any way that's meaningful.
Well, have you seen him in other movies? Because he's been great. He's been fantastic.
I've only seen him in movies, and that obviously is Harry Potter and Twilight. So
no, you need to see. He's been doing a lot of like low key movies, like indie movies, and he has been excellent. As an actor
in Tenet?
No.
Yeah. He's been really good in other movies. You should, like, that's why when they picked him, I was like, I think he's gonna be he might be I think he's gonna be a good Batman. Bruce Wayne, I'm not sure. Hopefully he is great, but he'll be a good Batman.
Well, look, the thing with Batman is you have to cast Bruce Wayne. Because anybody can look good as Batman because it's barely any of you showing, right? It would be weird if you look terrible as Batman, but you have to be able to own Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is a flippant billionaire playboy kind of guy, and Robert Pattinson looks like a serial killer.
Look at the way he was portrayed in Batman Begins when Christian Bale was him, when he was all beaten down, and he looked all slumped over too for a while.
But not when he got back to Gotham. When he got back to
I was
Gotham,
never a fan of Bale's Batman. I never thought Batman was scary enough for the lisp. Batman, I'm the theory that flaps from the knife.
Well,
I was never a big fan of his either.
Christian Bale was the best Batman until we got Affleck, and then Affleck freaking owned it. So
that's right. Yep. I agree
Dude,
100%.
I loved Batfleck, dude. Batfleck was dope, man. Everybody
I
hated
loved
on him.
I loved how big he got, that he was bigger than Henry, and they had to tell him to tone it down because he couldn't be bigger than Superman.
You know what was crazy was I just went to
That dude look huge.
they have all the Justice League statues now at the over at Fats, and Henry Cavill looks like teeny compared to all the other guys. He looks like fucking Robin in a Superman suit. And all the other guys look big. I'm like, wait, what?
And he's pretty bulked up too, though, man. That dude is huge, also, but not as big as Ben, though.
Looks like he got bigger for The Witcher.
But the thing is that, you know, remember, Superman, it's not like he goes home and, like, you know, benches for a while so he can keep his muscles up. Superman is Superman. He's Kryptonian. So all of his power, his strength derives from his interaction with the sun. Bruce Wayne has got to be in peak condition because he's trying to keep up with gods. So he has to be top notch. If I were like a director or, you know, a casting guy, it would not be a problem for me if Batman was going to be the biggest fucking muscle dude on the team, because he's trying to compete with people that are beyond human.
True. But for me, Ben was just he looked great as Bruce Wayne. He bulked up. For me, he was my Batman now.
I'll tell you what sold it for me, because I can't say that I'm necessarily a Ben Affleck fan. And when they said they were casting him as Batman, I was like, oh, here's another DC flopper. But the scene in Batman Superman when the cops are breaking into that house where the sex slaves are being kept in the basement, and they find all the people that have been jacked by the Batman, and the camera is kind of like looking at him, and Batman's up on the wall in the background, kind of like out of focus. That was like a real kind of creepy scene. And I'm like, that's it. That's Batman right there. And that's what I've been waiting to see out of a Batman movie forever. You know, Batman, even like in Christian Bale and stuff like that, just not unsettling, which is what he should be. So when I saw that, I was like, there it is. Been waiting for it.
And then the third trailer was the Flash, the quick Flash trailer. They showed they were like what is it, like they were with Bruce Wayne, but they didn't show which Bruce Wayne they were with or which Batman they were with. It looked really good too. Did anybody saw it?
Have they said whether or not they're going to be keeping Ben for the role, or are they just ditching his ass?
Well, they did say that Ben Affleck is going to come out on the Flash movie, and even Ben said that he was actually happy doing it. He was happy doing the Flash movie. That he like enjoyed it more than all the other movies.
I wish they would just get like, well, maybe they don't even have to have. Let me articulate this thought properly. DC's good product has been not through the movies, which the movies aren't that bad. People shit on the movies because Marvels are so good, but they've done a really good job with the cartoons, and they're their own, like almost like stand up. They're like a cartoon of a graphic novel that's like a standalone piece that's loosely based on the DC universe. So they have like they have loosely based continuity in those cartoons. And I think if they pull something like that off with the movies, you know, trying to make some big gigantic continuity that's super held together. I mean, Marvel even has, you know, struggles with some of it, putting the toothpaste back in the tube on some of those things. Yeah. I think that
well, with Flash, doing the Flashpoint, so I'm thinking they're trying to fix everything and maybe make it as one, or make it as new 52 worlds. I'm not sure, but supposedly that should be fixing all their problems.
Yeah, I think the problems have more to do with the boardroom than they do with the worlds.
Yes, sir.
It's all the boardroom. Fucking Warner Brothers is the worst when it comes to producing films.
Well, what I'm hoping is, because with Marvel, what we saw was this kind of not always consistent, but like this continual build toward an end, right? They just kept marching along the line, and more of it had to do with Thanos until we got to the very end of it. I don't know that we really need to see the same thing from DC. Kind of the way that it's been organically happening, where you have the characters kind of like showing up a little bit in each other's film franchises here and there, lets you know that they're part of a bigger universe, even if they don't necessarily have to do directly with one another. I think that's a better play. It might feel more like the first MCU Spider-Man movie. What was that called?
Spider-Man.
But it had a subtitle. What was the subtitle of it? It was
The Webbed Avenger.
No, come on. There was Far From Home and No Way Home, and what was the first one? Spider-Man.
It was just called Spider-Man.
No Way Out.
It's not No
It
Way.
was Spider-Man First Class.
You guys are unhelpful. Thank you.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
Enter the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Man and the Rainbow.
Isn't it Homecoming?
Homecoming. There it is.
Yeah.
Thank
Homecoming.
you, Jose. Sons of bitches.
I was just listening to your guys' creative title.
So anyway, but like in that movie, Iron Man shows up at various points, and he's not really directly like a driver for the movie, so to speak. So having DC films where other characters will show up now and again, that might be a better thing to provide like an overarching continuity than having all of the films drive towards some massive goal. And I think that's a problem for DC anyway, because when you're looking at the power levels of the heroes in DC, I mean, characters like Captain Marvel and Superman are basically gods, and it's hard to provide those guys with real threats. When they fought, what's that terrible CGI monster from? Why can't I remember his name? Steppenwolf. When they fight Steppenwolf, like when Superman shows up, it's basically over. Whereas when the Avengers fight Thanos, like even the strongest of them are still getting schooled by the guy. So I think DC would be better to stay away from like epic overarching kinds of things and just kind of go with like individual stories along the way and have people guest star or something like that.
It doesn't seem like they can hold their shit together long enough to let something like that play out anyways.
Well, yeah, but that's the boardroom thing like you were talking about.
Well, for me, it's like I said it at the beginning. DC should have gotten their own pace. It felt like they were rushing it to catch up to Marvel.
Yeah.
They should have just kept going with, Man of Steel 2, do Wonder Woman, their own movies until you get Justice League movie. But it felt super rushed, and it most likely was through the board to catch up with Marvel. Because we did not need a Batman Superman movie before having a Flash or an Aquaman or Wonder Woman movie. They could have taken their sweet time, build their own worlds, like you said, and like you said, little cameos here and there, and then have the big giant Justice League movie against Darkseid.
Yeah.
Hey, that's dope, Lego. Is that some kind of Flash inspired thing?
Narwhal.
Nicely.
That's
That's your boy, the Flash.
I'm liking that.
He's getting Flash, man.
I thought it was gonna be a school dude, Flash, skeleton Flash.
That would have been a better idea. I think a Trinity movie would have been better than a Justice League one.
Yeah.
You know what would have been awesome had they continued just building their own worlds, done whatever they've done, recasted, get new people like the way they're doing it, get the Pattinsons, get the Afflecks, and then while Marvel finishes up their Infinity Saga and then starts to work on the multiverse, DC beats them to it and does Crisis on Infinite Earths. That would have been cool. And I think that would have probably, but it would have taken some thinking and some planning, which I don't think they were.
Well, yeah, you need a certain person like right in the middle, like how Marvel has with what's his name?
Feige.
Yeah, so you need someone to actually
The
still
brainchild.
drive the boat, to one.
Yes and no. You need to have someone, but you also have to listen to him.
Well, right, but you have to have someone who respects the comics.
They had Jeff Johns, and they pushed him out.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So I don't know, man. Like I said, that would have been cool to see them. That would have been like their redemption. Like, oh, that's cute. Marvel's gearing up for multiverse. Guess what? Bam! Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I never understood why they never went with the Johns. Like he has written some amazing stories, especially in Green Lantern. Like
Earth, or what is it? Earth 1,
Earth 2.
Earth 2. No, there's Earth 1. Fool.
The Matt Reeves Batman's from Earth 2.
Oh, okay. But that's what I'm saying. Look, you could have easily had all these different worlds, given these directors creative freedom, let them do their thing and cast who they want to cast. And then people would have been confused at first, be like, wait, why is there so many different Batmans? And then boom, here we go. Crisis or what is it? Flashpoint or whatever you wanted to do. That would have been perfect.
I mean, you could have done Crisis with the anti-monitor. I mean, it could have been the same thing.
But like I said, the possibilities were limitless for them. Marvel was already gearing up to do their thing, and they just wanted the quick dollar, and unfortunately, they kind of shot themselves in the foot by doing that.
Yeah, they did.
Well, hopefully, these new movies that are coming out will help them out and fix some of the stuff.
Yeah. I'm excited for them, but we'll see.
They tested the waters a little bit with the multiverse stuff with the Flashpoint on TV, just to see what the fans' reactions were, and I think they were okay. So yeah,
I've been hearing that. Is it
over.
Doom Patrol? Everybody's been talking really well about Doom Patrol, Titans.
Doom Patrols and Titans are dope, dude.
Yeah,
been telling me.
James, he's always been saying that Doom Patrol has been really good.
It's like it's different. It's like wacky, but it's good, man. It's entertaining.
Is that on HBO now, or which?
It's on HBO Max.
Okay.
There's a brand new season going right now. They're still the third season is showing episodes weekly, and they just talked on Fandom that they reviewed or they renewed both Titans and Doom Patrol for another season.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm gonna have to catch. Then that's gonna be my next.
It's a good binge. And if you're on HBO, man, watch The Warrior, dude. Super dope.
Yeah,
it's getting hit or miss because they canceled Why the Last Man already. They're not even gonna finish out the season. I don't.
Well,
I am not surprised.
A lot of people didn't even know it was on.
Like, yeah, I didn't until you guys mentioned it.
There was on another comic book group that I'm in. Some guy put the article about being canceled, and half of the people didn't even know it was on Hulu.
Do you think it has something to do with Comic-Con not being around?
It has to do with the creator not knowing the source material.
Yeah.
And they didn't really advertise it like correctly. Like you want people to know that it's coming out, and no, I didn't even know it was out.
From what I read, and it might be based biased sources because I do read certain articles more than other articles, but they were just trying. They weren't sticking to the source material very much, and they were trying really hard to be ridiculously inclusive to the point where it didn't seem genuine.
But that's how the book is.
No, but I mean,
The book naturally is
top
like
of
that.
that.
I think they were like pushing
Oh, they
it
were
even
okay.
further.
I
So
understand.
yeah, like how much farther can you push the quote unquote feminist agenda in this book when there's like 2 male things left? You know what I'm saying? And they like even pushed it even further than that.
Because that agenda can't have males as the primary protagonist. It has to always be Yas queens, you know.
But I know for a fact, well, not for a fact, but it's been the people that actually watched it, it's been 50-50. Like people really hated it and some people actually liked it. But
You mean how everything is right now? Half people like things and half people
Yeah.
don't like things, and everything is politicized.
Yeah, I think it came out at the wrong time. Like we got too much shit going on. Like we got so much stuff that we can watch.
and if it was actually good,
So,
it would stick around, just like how Titans and on a bunch of other shows are still.
and I remember
here.
when Titans dropped too, a lot of people hated it.
Yeah.
I still hate Starfire, so that's still.
What movie? Fuzzy wants to know what movie.
What are we talking about, Fuzzy?
Why the Last Man?
It's a show.
I mean, that book is good. I mean, that book is really good, though.
Yeah, it must suck being that guy.
Well, isn't it? Because I read, isn't Brian K. Bond the one that's
Yeah, he's a writer.
right? And he was trying to. I know he put something on Twitter saying that their cast and all that.
Although that it was too heavily woman, there was too much women on staff or something.
That it was super inclusive. Like it was. He was saying that it was like a dream of inclusiveness, and that he's sad that the show's over, that it wasn't really given a chance.
How can you be so inclusive that you're excluding people?
Oh no, he's talking about just the people that work for the show itself. That there's more inclusiveness in the background than anything.
Cool.
Whatever happened to the days when you would hire and work with people who were just good at their job, and not because they had a particular set of genitals in their pants or because the skin color was the right tone? You just worked with great creators. Nowadays, it's like so friggin' skewed that you have to be worried about who people sleep with in order to see if you could work with them. And it's like, can we just stop with this stupid crap?
I saw the new generation though. I doubt it's gonna stop.
Yeah, I know. It's going to end up ruining everything that we love. I mean, it's already marching down that road at a pretty brisk pace. I just heard World of Warcraft got turned upside down by this crap. So
there's lots of restaurants to eat at. You just got to eat somewhere else.
Sure, but
if the restaurant you've been going to forever is all of a sudden serving food that you don't like anymore, then just go down the street and try something else. As long as we have that freedom. It's when the freedom is limited that there's an issue.
Until all the restaurants start doing it.
Yeah.
Well, at least we have our omnibus and car covers to go back to and read some good stuff,
Yeah, but eventually those things will get accused of being ancient texts written by Bronze Age goat herders. So
well, by that time I'm most likely be dead, so at least I'll enjoy.
I know, but what are you leaving for the next generation? You know, we're allowing it, all this stuff to be poisoned, and we're not leaving a legacy of greatness for the
people. Man, some of us got kids, Steve.
Yeah,
true. I mean, but the good thing is there's like every week that I watch the Comic Cave reviews, thank God there's independent comics out there that do their own thing, and every single week I see a new book that these guys talk about that I've never known before. So because of them, I'm reading these new comics with great stories that has nothing to do with these crazy agendas that sometimes Marvel and DC have.
That's what Fuzzy just said. Fuzzy just said this is the climate when something great is going to come out.
And so that's why, for me, I'm always even call Isaac sometimes when I'm on a shop because I forget, have a shitty memories. But I ask him like, what comic that you recommend, or I forgot the name of the comic book that you did on the review because I want to buy it because it sounded good. So I'm happy at least. Hopefully, the new generation, well, your kids would still have an opportunity to read some good stories through these independent comics, and hopefully they'll stay the way they are.
Yeah, it's a shame that we, at this point, we can't pass on any of the things that we grew up with because they've all been ruined in one fashion or another. I mean, just think about the legacy that we can't leave. When you're talking like Star Wars, Star Trek,
it's all there. It's all there.
Doctor Who, all of this stuff.
Anything that we like,
it never dies.
Yeah, anything that we liked is still there in its original iteration. You just have to have jumping on points and jumping off points.
Sure, but you're going to have to pass that on to the next generation. The part where you say, "Hey, don't go any further than this."
We've been having to do that for a long time now. It's not like a new concept.
Well, it's been a
Here we go, Josh. Here we go, Josh. Christopher Padilla is posing some points here that I have views on, but I'll let you go first. Well, because those heads of studios bring their own personal views that dictate who is allowed and not allowed to make stuff. For a long time, Hollywood was run by white people. Then he says, how can other races get shot to be great creators if it's possibly being gate-kept by possible racists?
Well, remember that the possible racists that supposedly gate-kept back in the day are the same sons of bitches that are pushing forward this crap woke agenda. Don't be fooled by the fact that they're allowing this stuff to come through, because what they're allowing through is not quality content, it's ideological content.
And I think Christopher Padilla, I might be misrepresenting, but your name seems to be of Latino descent. Who's calling, who created the Latinx word and is going around and calling people who have a Hispanic origin Latinx? I don't think it's anybody with any Z's in their name, or maybe it's just me. Like anytime I talk to the kitchen staff at my work, or just friends and family who happen to be from South or Central America, they're like, I'm not fucking Latinx. I don't know. That's some shit white women made up.
Yeah, that's just horrible.
Yeah.
Right? Right, Sanchez?
Come on. Yeah. You're Latino, Latina, that's what it is. It's not, give me no damn Latina X or whatever it is. Get out of here.
It's funny because I'm seeing these same reasons and arguments for not being published or not being, picked up to be an artist or something like that. When I was in the book publishing business, what was it, 10 years ago, almost 15 years ago now, the same problem and the same complaints were being brought up then too. It was, well, how come there aren't any? The genre that I was publishing in was specifically horror, and how come there's not a lot of horror women? How come there's not a lot of women writers in horror? And how come they're writing just as good? And you need to pick as many women writers as you do male writers, and they need to be just as nominated for the best of categories in the genres. And how come it's always men? But it's because, and the reasons we're always given, it's because the gatekeepers, the people that were on the panels that were doing the picking and choosing as the bests and the votes and stuff like that, that was the reason they were giving, is that the gatekeepers were all old male white guys. But in reality, there were a bunch of female, mixed race, everybody on all the different panels, race, gender, sexual orientation, all of that stuff were on all of these different panels. So you couldn't use that excuse. I just went always back to, we'll just write better.
Yeah.
If you're going to be the best in a category, you need to be the best in the category, and your race and your genre, your gender and your sexual orientation shouldn't matter and shouldn't come into play as to whether or not you're the best.
They shouldn't let me on the Lakers, and then every time I run to the one side of the court and I get to shoot the ball, they lower the basket down to 8 feet for me, and then they raise it back up to 10 feet for the black dudes. Like, no, man. If I'm going to be on the Lakers, I got to be able to make a shot on a 10-foot rim.
Well, just like what. Go ahead.
No, somebody recently, a female writer in the fantasy genre, went to like a Barnes and Noble, and she goes, "Oh, see this right here? You know, women writers can't even get any play on the bookshelves because we have to compete not only with like male writers, live male writers, but now we have to compete with dead male writers." And she took a picture of, you know, a bookshelf that had, you know, Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. It had George R. Martin's, you know, the Game of Thrones stuff. It had Tolkien's, you know, but it's like, yeah, but
George R. Martin's dead.
There, well, no, I'm just saying because
I wasn't
Robert
saying,
Jordan,
man.
He might as well be.
Robert Jordan was, and Tolkien was. Martin was in the photo as well, but she was making a point saying that there's 3 or 4 shelves dedicated in the fantasy section just for these guys, and because she's a woman writer, she can't get that same play on the shelf. And it's like, well, write better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, don't
promote
suck.
yourself better, write better. That's all you can do is, and to say that you can't, you know, self-publish, go ahead and self-publish, get out there and do the work, but they want to just write something and send it in and expect that they get picked and they get published and get put on the shelf just because they're, you know, female or because they're whatever race.
You need to publish me because I have a vagina.
I mean, that's essentially what she was saying. And it's just like, well, no, that's not how it works. Write better. Take your criticism, take your knocks, go back to the drawing board and write better. Go back to the art board, do art better. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to be and that's what you want to do, don't try to take, I don't want to say the lazy way out, but just be better about it. Find other avenues, find other ways. You've got these guys that are self-publishing their comics and, you know, doing their art on, they're finding other ways to do it because they either, you know, that they want to do it. And so that's how they're going to do it. And that's how they're going to break in and make a point.
Well,
You
we've seen, like you said, write better, do better. In the movies lately, we've seen a lot of Latino directors have won, you know, Emmys and writing and stuff like that we've seen lately. Like there's
a ridiculous amount of Korean stuff on Netflix now too.
But I'm saying like it's
and
now
it's
you see way different from all around the world, that, you know, all these writers that are not just white people, you know, Mexican, Korean, Japanese, their writing has been so good that even though like this with the what is the Squid Game, it took the dude 10 years, like how Jose was talking about it last time. It took him 10 years to get into Netflix or to someone actually publish his stuff. And you know, he went to trials and tribulations, almost selling his laptop to just go, you know, live life. Finally got a break, and I mean, it's the #1 show in Netflix right now. It's just like Liz said, you just got to be better. Take your lumps and keep on writing.
Better and consistent. Part of the work is also being patient and consistent, because he's talked about how he was close to getting picked up to do it. But when they were reading the ideas, they said, nah, this isn't, again, 10 years ago, they were like, we don't think this is going to work right now. This isn't good television. But now, you know, times change. You know, people change. Some things stay the same. And in this case, we're more open to speak about financial hardships and stuff like that. So obviously now this show coming out, it was like perfect timing. But he had to do that work. He had to keep pitching it. He had to keep pitching it. He had to keep pitching it until he finally got it. but yeah, that's like what Liz was saying. You got to do the groundwork. You can't just expect to write something. Look how freaking good this show is. I'm not just saying it because I'm
Are you talking about Squid
de-writing or
Game?
anything.
Talking about
Yeah,
Squid Game
it's
or
good.
Talking Shit?
It's really good. But again, had this come out in 2011, I don't think it would have had the same effect. And again, like it, and there was nothing, you know, he was good. He just needed to keep on going. And there, I mean, it's crazy, you know, like you see these motivational posters, you see all these things say, you know, like don't stop digging. You know, that my favorite one's always that one with the guy who's digging, and then he's walking away, and the other guy's getting closer to those diamonds, and it's like, that's, you know, as corny as that one is, that's the truth. You just have to keep hustling sometimes. You just never know. And worst thing you can do is just quit and give up. Like you just, but I don't think anybody was gatekeeping him. I think he was just, it just, things weren't panning out the way they needed to be. And now, when, like you said, you know, and I think, and I think
here's the thing. It would be remiss of us to admit that there wasn't some kind of gatekeeping going on, and that there was no racism involved in those things. The problem is that the reaction to it is it's kind of, the reaction is so far overboard that it's pushing things back. I mean, everything, it's too bad things don't go in the middle like this, but the loud people on either side push culture back and forth, because, you know, there are gatekeepers, there is racism, and we would be remiss not to admit that would happen on some level, but
Sure.
it doesn't justify like some of the ridiculous of things that are going on right now. And I think it's just a fad, and I think Fuzzy's right that it's going to be an opportunity for some things that break this mold to be the next great thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, just to go off of that, there, no doubt there were times when there were gatekeeping and racism and sexism back in the day. No one's saying that didn't happen, but the response today to the insinuation that was much larger than it was is to simply be racist and sexist in the opposite direction. The answer isn't that you should be judging anybody by their skin color or their gender or any of that kind of stuff. You should be judging them by the quality of their work. And if you're not doing that, that's a problem. And it's not something that, unfortunately, it doesn't affect just pop culture. It affects everything. I mean, I work in the medical field, and it's ridiculous how much they want to toot their horn about, you know, how much, you know, female and non-white representation is in the workplace. It's madness. It's like, well, are you guys hiring competent people, or is that not even on the radar? You know, it's a terrifying thing to think about, that you have to rely on your medical services for people that aren't even asking the question about whether or not the people they're hiring are competent, but rather do they meet certain color and gender check marks.
Yeah, Fuzzy said The Thing came out in the 80s. It was considered terrible. Now it's considered a classic. The Thing was dope. I watched I don't know if I told you guys this last week. I think I did, that I watched a Thing prequel from 2011.
You mentioned that.
Yeah, it was pretty good, dude. Plus it had Ramona Flowers in it too. Can't be bad with Ramona Flowers. I'm like, Ramona.
And I'm going back on what Jose said about, you know, like the guy from Squid Game. You know, it wasn't his time. I mean, shoot, back in the day, he took him 10 years. Well, what is it? I think in 2000, something like Battle Royale came out. And I mean, that's what another, I don't know if it's Korean or Japanese. I do apologize. I don't remember what it is. But I mean, that movie was crazy. Just like, I mean, I think it was actually more violent than what Squid Game is. And it was actually damn good at the time. And when it came out, it, you know, it could, same thing with this guy. It just took him a little bit longer, but he made it, and good for him.
Yeah, 10 years ago, Netflix was a damn DVD company that was sending you DVDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember that.
No, okay, they were trying to sell themselves a Blockbuster, and where's Blockbuster now, and who's running things? Netflix.
Netflix, yeah.
So
Yeah, Blockbuster only does cameos in Captain Marvel, so
You watch that last Blockbuster show? They had a chance to buy Netflix.
yeah,
man.
and they said no. That's like one of the biggest blunders right now, is that they told them people like to see their neighbors at the video store. So we're good. You guys keep your little hokey.
Did you
Well,
see
you know
for
what?
how much too?
Yep.
Like,
It
was
was
it
like-
7 million?
5.
Pennies, dude. Pennies for them.
Well, look,
And they said no, they passed.
the Blockbuster argument about wanting to see your neighbors at the video store, that's not necessarily a bad play, but you can't have a bunch of teens that are antisocial running your business and then expect that model to be something that's going to work out. You know, you're going to really have to sell it hard that, you know, the video store or whatever is the place.
Yeah, they're like Jack Black and High Fidelity.
Yeah. You have to make it a destination, but like every time I went to a Blockbuster, those were the most unfriendly,
Like
miserable.
Randall from Clerks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, the other thing too is it's cool to see your neighbor at the video store, but when it's in the adult section, that's kind of embarrassing.
I knew you were going there. I knew that Jose was going to go straight to the porn.
We were,
But I'll one up you.
we
I'll
we
one up
found
that
a
one.
we found a
Because-
video store. Sorry, go ahead.
I said I'll one up that one. It's even more awkward when you run into your dad.
Whoa.
Oh.
And with that, I'm out.
Yeah.
Is it like that? It's like the Simpsons episode where like Bart's running the brothel and Grandpa Simpson comes in.
Yeah.
He puts his hat on the rack. Hey Bart, he turns, he grabs his hat and goes to the
Is
that what
your
it was?
name Bart? Yes. What? Does your dad know you're working here? Yeah, it was his idea. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Then in that case, I'll have
Puts his hat on,
a
goes in.
spritzer. Yeah.
What were you gonna
Is
say?
your-
Ashley?
Yesterday we were out and we saw a video store, a DVD store that was still open, a rental shop. And I was like, holy crap, I haven't seen one of these in any of the areas.
That's
So-
a front for the cartel. Don't go in there.
So we went in, we took a Grayson and Gwen in, and we're like, yeah, this used to be the place that we'd come to. This wasn't the actual place, but this was like what we used to do when we were younger. There was no Netflix streaming. They had everything that's on the streaming services. And I was just like, look at this. Blu-rays everywhere. It was wild.
Something like that would definitely work, but it would take a lot of work because you would have to keep in stock like what and keep checking like, okay, what's leaving Netflix, what's leaving Hulu, what's leaving HBO, and rotate your stock around to always have movies that aren't available on those streaming services.
And
If you built
getting
a community
it's getting
in
a bit
it-
harder though because there's more and more services
There's
out there
multiple
with
platforms.
Paramount and Peacock and
Not-
all these new
not only that, but
services.
those other ones that are just free that just show up out of nowhere, and it's like Fubi and Sobo or Bobo. It's like all these different ones now.
So let me ask you guys this question. So there are some folks who are saying that in the not too distant future, internet access might be a more limited commodity than what we enjoy these days. So if that occurs, don't you think the idea of being able to rent a hard copy of these films might actually be something that will be on the uptick?
I still buy hard copies
So do I.
just
But
in
I'm
case
old.
because that I just buy it because I mean I buy both. I buy some on my Amazon account and then I'll buy hard copies because you don't really own the digital copy. I mean you're
Correct.
they
Yeah.
could literally just close the Amazon Prime and I'm screwed from all the movies that I actually bought. But at least I still have, these physical copies like my DVDs. Even today I saw, I forgot what artist, I don't know if it was Lee Wicks or I forgot who it was, but he was showing that while he's drawing, he still goes back and gets his VHS tapes to watch the old like Halloween movies that he liked when he was a kid. So it's always going to be useful, even later on when you're old.
Well, I'm curious. I guess this may be a little bit of a different tangent, but if we were limiting the amount of, like, let's say, internet access people have, that doesn't seem like a good economic choice. Like, don't we want people spending as much time on the internet as possible? Isn't that like what Facebook kind of got in half trouble for last like month or whatever it was, where it's like, oh, like, I mean, people's attention and people like clicking through their systems and people engaged in these, consumption is what these companies want.
Yeah.
So limiting
that's
Let him finish.
sorry, go ahead.
no, or just limiting their ability to access this stuff, isn't that going to like kind of ruin that model?
Well, the thing is that it's not simply a matter of limited access, although I think that's certainly a possibility for certain people. I think it'll also be limited content. I think in the future, they're going to increasingly decide that certain things will just not be available as content. So right now, we have that with something like, say, for example, something that people will consider wild and crazy, like Song of the South, from the old days of Disney, where they disavow that they ever did the damn thing, and it's basically almost impossible to find. So right now, something like that isn't available. You probably can't get on Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus and find that anywhere. But in the future, you could imagine that things like, I don't know, like V for Vendetta might not be available as something to watch, some kind of content. I just envision a time when they're going to say, you know what, that's probably not something we want people watching anymore.
Well, we did a TikTok on a comic we picked up a few weeks ago, and it had to do with the concentration camp, and we got flagged for it.
Yeah.
For hate speech. Yeah, we got to check against us.
Wow.
But it could, I'm unsure if the check is for the mention of Nazis or if the check is for mention of undead vampires, because I know there's weird rules in China about the undead and depictions of skeletons, and we have another video that came out, Philadelphia, that was discussing vampires, and that got 1% of our normal views, and it was hashtagged with vampires. So I'm wondering if there's some sort of weird cultural thing that we're not tuned into.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's why they don't have the Haunted Mansion at Tokyo Disneyland, because they have it's something worship.
Ancestor worship, and so they revere that stuff, and they don't want to make a play for it, or they don't want to insult anybody, but any potential dead person type thing. So I could see that happening. Well, but see, since our here in the West, since a lot of them appear to be wanting to parrot the Chinese model and not necessarily restrictions on the same types of content, but just the idea that you could apply that level of restriction to what you're taking in. I can imagine, because you don't own anything that's on Netflix or Hulu or whatever, I can imagine that they will simply decide, like I said, that certain things just won't be available anymore. And it seems to me that if you don't have a physical copy of it, there's a possibility, at least in the time right after that sort of thing starts happening, that video stores might actually receive kind of a boost in business, because that will be the only place that you can maybe see something like Top Gun.
No,
I
but
see.
it's gonna hide Top Gun from you.
Right, because nothing that we ever thought was impossible has ever happened, right?
Not until the last year and a half.
Right. For me, what we've seen recently just tells me that there's nothing that's really off the table in terms of insanity. So I'm just thinking outside the box, saying like, hey, maybe we might see Blockbuster have a little uptick, and they're gonna laugh at us saying, "See, we told you."
Neener.
Well, especially if they're watching you, like flagging you for if you spend more than $600 on your transactions and different things like
Yeah.
that. Like, man, maybe I'll just go rent from Madam Wu's video store and pay with cash.
That's right.
You start withdrawing from all of these things that people can keep dibs on and doing everything with cash again.
Until they take cash away.
Yeah. Then I'll just trade ammunition.
There you go.
Remember, there's that change.
I gotta get my Top Gun on here. Take a couple of 9 mils for it.
So what's going on with the wheel, Liz?
I don't know. You tell me. Who's on the? Who gets put on the wheel?
Does Comic Cave get put on the wheel? They're watching.
No.
Wow. The voice from above has spoken. Apparently.
Does John Steinhardt get put on the wheel?
No, he doesn't get put on the wheel. He already gets his stuff for free.
But I do think
So it's just a Fuzzy.
Fuzzy and
Havoc's on there. I
Maribel.
see Make Havoc's on there too,
Maribel.
so that's a nice guy. Make Havoc is a nice
Make
guy on
Havoc.
there.
Whoever's on
I don't
the
know. I've
day.
heard things about that Make Havoc guy.
All right. One, he doesn't show his face, so
He
you
never
don't
shows
know
his
who he
face.
is.
I only hear his voice.
I heard he steals comics too.
That's from Jose.
Just for Jose. And I
Let's be
actually
very
buy him though. I
specific.
buy him though at the end.
He doesn't steal them. He just, make sure that Jose doesn't buy them. The Sanchez maneuver. I'm telling you, it's a thing.
Oh, that guy Sanchez is a scumbag.
Wow.
I heard he steals comics.
I gotta watch him when he comes into the store. You guys are gonna have to point him out to me because I don't know what he looks like.
Liz is gonna look like the lady from Don't Be a Menace, just following him around. Hurry up and buy.
Now, when I just see I imagine, like in my head, you have like these long, gangly, like spider arms that just like hover over and like pick the stuff up from everybody. Like the arms from Serpent and the Rainbow in the cell. But all of a sudden, you just see them at first, and then they just kind of stretch out and.
Liz, have you ever seen Sanchez?
It's a possibility. I would have to.
You are
I'm
gonna
sure
laugh
I have,
when you do.
but I'm really bad with names and faces if I don't see them on a consistent basis.
I think we've seen each other once, maybe, but it was just like passing through. I don't think we've ever really actually met.
That could very well be.
Trust me, he has a face you wouldn't forget.
Well, met a lot of people like that, and I forgot them. I don't know who they are anymore until I see them again.
All right, we got 4 names on here.
Just 4, huh?
We got
this
Maribel Lopez.
All this opportunity for some Russian rabels and
What the hell?
and they're turning it down, man. Turning it down. Well, I figured your dad is a professor of history in this.
Draco Malfoy. Hi, Draco. You want to go on the wheel?
Why not call them rabels?
Rabels.
Yeah,
Draco can win.
it totally applies. King Ray's rabels. I
Now
love
we
it.
got 5.
Dirty.
Yeah.
Ew. I don't want to talk about my dad's rabels. Not something. Yeah, no.
Look, I like I said, I think it's good. He's a professor of history. His specialty was Russian history. The Russians had a currency called the ruble. Could call them rabels.
That just sounds wrong.
Like I got hit in the rabels.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about my dad's rabels. No.
That only sounds dirty because you're not familiar with it. You could say the same thing about the dollar. Oh, he just kicked me in the dollars. They call it a moneymaker for a reason, sweetheart.
But I don't want to talk about my dad's moneymaker either. This is not. You're not making a good like point here, honey. You're still making it bad.
No, but I'm making a consistent point.
You're consistently talking about my dad's rabels.
Yes. Those rabels gave me you.
Okay, I'll give you that. This is true. Thanks, Dad. He's probably still wigged out from the Serpent in the Rainbow, so.
Yeah, that's true.
That got him pretty good, huh?
Look, my dad doesn't like needles. He doesn't like doctors. He doesn't like any of that stuff. And
He doesn't
was
like
sitting-
serpents. Doesn't like rainbows.
yeah, so he was sitting in his easy chair, and he was doing something on his iPad, and he looked up, and he went, "Fuck no!" And he got up, and he walked into the other room, and he did the. Like, you could tell he was like trying to shake it off. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Usually those are the only things that really gets my dad is whenever the needles are going into different body parts, it's not very good. Especially the eyeball. Like,
He probably wouldn't like the Incredible Hulk then when what's his name, Blonsky gets all those needles like stuck into his spine
but
and
you
everything.
don't really like see it like
no,
that.
but there's like a
This
crunchy
was-
sound when it goes through the
Sure,
bone.
but you don't see it. You actually like saw. I wonder if they
Oh.
just got somebody that could suck it up and they just stuck a needle in
Oh
the
man,
dude's eye.
it was,
Like,
it was pretty gnarly. It was pretty gnarly.
It's kind of gross.
That's rough.
What was the caveman's pick of the week? I always-
Batman Undercover? Batman
No.
Unevolved? Batman something.
Batman the imposter.
The imposter.
Remember we were talking about on the live?
Yeah, I was just trying to like segue to something different than my dad's rabels and eyeballs being poked with needles.
Oh,
So is that a good pickup then? That's because I ordered it from
yes, it is.
Liz.
It's been a while since you guys have done like one of the main two. Yeah, was the last one like
Yeah.
10 or something?
Last one was
Pang.
Kang. Kang.
Yeah, Steve, I have that for you, and I have Chicken Devil.
I'm gonna most likely go. I'm gonna try to go this weekend. I'm gonna see if the i6 is not working. I'll take them with me.
I'm trying to think if those were the only two things that I have currently that was out. Because
And then
I got the Superman, the Son of Kal-El on order because we had to put that order in yesterday.
also if you have Kang 2 and 3.
Oh, that's right. I was looking for those too. I
Oh,
think
you
we
get-
have 3. I'm not sure about 2 because something happened in 2. And I don't know if we've got any first printings of 2. We might have a second.
That's why. That's why you couldn't find it, Steve.
I should have gotten that crappy copy that I saw in San Diego then.
John, We Live is fantastic, and that soundtrack just goes along with it so beautifully.
Yeah, it does.
We talked about that way before the other guys at the cave
Before it was cool.
for a cool. When that
You
was
know,
our
the other
pick of
one
the
has
week.
like a good soundtrack when you're reading it is, well, I guess you have to like Rage Against the Machine. But Dark Horse Comics, Tom Morello wrote a comic called Orchid,
Oh yeah.
and it has its own soundtrack with it too.
Oh, I got an original page of that comic book and
Orchid?
Didn't you
I
meet
met-
Tom Morello too?
I'm the back in the day
Beach Ball.
what was it?
It was Beach Ball where we met him.
Yeah, Beach Ball had a private after party with them and the artist, I forgot who the artist was. I know he's from Canada, but I can't remember his name right now. And I was able to get an original page.
Was it?
I'm sorry?
Was it Mika Gano?
No. No, some dude. I forgot his name. I'm gonna be pissed off because I remember afterwards. But I got an original page, and I got a bunch of like guitar picks signed by Tom Morello, and then something else. I forgot. It was like a pizza party afterwards. It was fun.
What's the name of the book?
Orchid.
Orchid. There's a bunch of guys from the union there.
Dan Jackson, and Scott Hepburn.
There you go, Hepburn. Yeah, Scott Hepburn. He's really cool, good artist too. I think he was in the I think he did Sentinel comic for Marvel. I think that's where he got famous from.
Read Orchid, right?
I did.
Probably one of the last comics you read.
It was weird.
The last comic I read was that Ninja Scouts one from last week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just because it had the mask of Humbaba in it.
Hey, Banya.
You got all excited when you saw that.
Well, he was dropping knowledge on it when you were talking about it.
I wanted to see where they were going to go with it. Naturally, it's a kid's comic, so it's not terribly deep, but there you go.
Does he write comics better than he writes music?
It was okay. It was what you would expect from someone who is a member of Rage Against the Machine.
True. It's all that post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic, the people rising up against some sort of oppressive power and everything, which ironically they are not doing in our present age. So go figure. Now it's
Raging for the machine.
These guys.
I do remember, but it's been a while since I remember Orchid. I mean, it didn't have like 12 issues. I think it was.
Yeah. It was 12 issues.
Was it that many?
Yeah, it was 3 graphic novels. That's gotta be at least 4-ish. It's gotta be at least 3 volumes.
Huh. I don't remember it being that long. That's weird.
I think it took a little bit of a not a hiatus, but it stopped.
It took a big break.
And then it came out with the last act. Like it was like 3 months in between or something like that. And
yes, Scott Hepburn, he's a really good artist. I mean, if you guys ever want to check out his old work, like I said, he did Sentinel. Yeah, I know he did some Darkstalkers comics. He did I think he did some Spider-Man and Deadpool, one of the first ones. But yeah, he's a really, really good artist.
It's been a while since I read that series Orchid. But I have this vague like memory
did MODOK.
That the artwork in it was similar to the interior artwork in Dark Empire, that Star Wars series that came out years ago. You remember that series?
Yeah. Well, he did a Star Wars one.
He did a Clone Wars one.
Yeah, Night of the Republic. He did that.
He also did Scotty Young's run on Deadpool. He did the art for it.
Yeah, I think I have like 1 or 2 sketches from him too. I think I have a Sentinel sketch by him.
Is he local?
Nah, Canada. I think he's from Canada.
No, that means he's never coming out.
Those darn Canadians.
Nice guy though, really nice guy.
All the Canucks are nice, man. I've never met a Canuck that's got a mean bone in their body.
I'm surprised you weren't there, Isaac. I thought you were there on that signing.
No, I remember I saw it and I forgot about it. I was like, that seems like a good signing. I'd like to come meet Tom Morello, but I didn't go.
Yeah, it was nice. Guy was so cool, man. So chilled. He was just happy. He was just happy that you're buying this comic.
You mean how the creators used to be 10 years ago?
I love this art.
Yeah, like I mean, he doesn't really need the money. I mean, shit. But he was just happy that you were actually enjoying his first comic book.
Draco Malfoy. Let's see. You guys do this on the weekend. We do this on Mondays at 9:30, and then there's a bunch of us. You can see that we're all here on the screen. We're all doing different things through different avenues, but we come here together at Collection Connection for several different shows that we do on here. But you guys are doing those whatnot sales, right? Comic Cave and
Raise.
Yes.
Rays, the Rays of Sunshine over there. They're both doing whatnot sales, and then those are pretty entertaining themselves. And when are you guys have your own slots for those, right?
Yeah,
Especially the
so-
Comic Cave guys on Tuesday. That was great. Josh has the whiskey for you.
Yeah, you guys were crazy freaking buzz that day last week.
Like I logged on and my internet sometimes gets really crappy in here with the whatnot stuff. And so I was like, okay, so I went downstairs. I can go down to the car or go sit down on the stairs outside and I get better reception. And the time it took me to walk through the apartment downstairs, you guys had 4 shots or something. It was like you can tell a difference between just in that little time frame. Something went down. I was like, man,
2 or
I
3
had
bucks
fun.
sold back to back in like 10s and 20s, and I was like, son of a bitch. Why are we
I just started
Why are we
betting just to
running-
get them drunk.
why are we running these books so close together? Or like split them up, put like dollar books in front of the big books.
So what's the rule?
Every $10 a book sells for, if it goes up to $10, we take a shot.
All of you take a shot?
Yeah.
I was bidding up
So if
because
it-
something is
wait,
killing the children
wait.
blank.
So
That's why I want to see what happens.
so if it sells for $50, do you take 5 shots?
no, they just
No, it's
Oh,
just
okay.
once
If
it
it
goes
breaks
up to
10.
$10
not
bucks.
for every 10. It's so if
Oh,
you
I
get
was
to
gonna be
Yeah,
10,
like,
once
man,
it
how are you
breaks-
still alive?
Once it breaks the $10 seal, we take a shot. Well, it's not how many $10 we make.
Well, then maybe you guys need to raise the limit and make it for every $20.
nah, it's more entertaining.
Nah, it's more entertaining for the tenors.
We were
It's
thinking
funny.
about it.
It's funny
Especially when
that
Isaac's behind the camera, you don't see him as much. But Jose, he was looking, he was happy.
Dude, my
and
the night-
Fuzzy Comics and myself were started just trying to bid the things up so other people could buy them and get these guys drunk or just buy the comics ourselves. It's like that's gonna be $10. Screw it, I want to get another shot.
Yeah, I was tripping out because I would see Steve jump a bid. It'd be like at $2, and then make have a bid 9. I'm like, fuck, I know what he's doing.
And then,
you were
and then
excited, but
and
then
then
at
we
the same
were-
time you were scared. At the same time, you're like, "Yay, it's okay. This is a good book. This is at least a solid book." Or you would say something, and you get all excited, and then all of a sudden you realize, "Oh, crap! It's actually getting up. You're
Then-
gonna have to take a shot." Hey
and-
guys, this book's okay. I mean, it's not super great, but the tactic changed a little.
Yeah,
There was one point we didn't take a shot, and Steve started yelling at us.
and it's funny because once the people realize the rule, they'll start calling us out like, "Hey, that was a shot, book. That was a shot." We're like, "Fuck." We can't get anything past them.
We had some
And
guy
it's like-
sitting here the whole time. Just he bought maybe 1 or 2 books early on, but he was in the show throughout the whole show, just like calling us out and busting our balls. It was fun.
Yeah, he told us at the end. He said that he stayed in our room because he was like genuinely enjoying the show. So, but your stomach starts to hurt, dude.
You guys got something, man. There's a reason. There's a
They're
reason.
like, "Oh."
Especially when you're hitting. You guys aren't always hitting, but when you guys are hitting, man, you guys got a chemistry. It's glorious.
It's great.
It has to happen.
I had a lot of fun watching it. I did. I honestly just was watching it. And I think I only been on one thing. I was like, if I been any further, my brother's going to get mad because it's on the store account. So
Yeah, and
But
I don't mind spending the $10 like just to get them drunk.
He does it when we go out. Son of a bitch.
Probably
It's
cheaper to buy books on there and
I
get
was
us
gonna
drunk.
say it's cheaper to
Round.
buy the books on there than when we go out drinking because drinking is like $15 a shot.
there you go.
At least in this.
I know a
book
guy. I
bag.
know a guy that can hook you up with some good stuff. You just let me know when you want to go, and we'll go talk to Mr. Two Hand out in Bevmo, and he'll get you hooked up. He's already promised to bring a whole bunch of like scotch and whiskey to the to the opening day. So
Hell yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
The 27th one or the November one?
Probably both.
Hell yeah.
He wants to sit out on the rocking chair with my dad and drink some whiskey or drink some scotch. Actually, my dad's a scotch drinker, so.
What you got there, Jose?
I got it with my whatnot money.
How much was it?
I got this one for 140.
Nice.
What is
That's
it? I
nice.
can't see it. It's on my phone. It's super small.
She-Hulk,
She-Hulk.
everyone.
Boba Fett?
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. Sorry. I'm like, there we go. Like your
Yeah, take
picture
the- yeah,
is
take the
literally
plastic
this
off.
big on my phone. So
It's a
Nice.
She-Hulk #1 6.0 CGC.
thank you.
That's
See,
a nice
I'm telling
copy.
you, Sanchez is the voice of God from heaven. Like
That's a good copy, Jose.
Yeah, no, I was excited. I was gonna get a raw one, but then when I saw like $10 more, I could get a graded one. I was like, why not? I mean, this is for my personal collection, so
That's pretty cool. I've been trying to buy a couple different CGC books on eBay, but man, it's been nice.
so apparently this was Valiant's first comic.
oh, the Mario one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
very true.
Like I said, I've been trying to buy a couple books on eBay, see a CGC already, but man, those prices they just keep going up and up. It's just it's crazy. Ooh, that's a nice cover. I like that one. The
hey,
hip hop cover.
RIP. Yeah, RIP DMX. I had to get it,
How much you get that for?
$20.
That's
Ooh,
not
that's
bad.
a good. That's nice.
Good pick.
Good.
Good pick.
This one will be going up tomorrow.
Philadelphia.
Todd McFarlane cover.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah. Nice.
Are you guys gonna do what you guys were talking? Oh, that's a nice
This is
one.
going
right
up
there.
tomorrow on whatnot.
Are you doing
Ooh.
the? Are you doing the?
Ooh.
The
Yeah,
what
I
we
saw
like
that,
we
but it
said?
was Howard Duck.
Are you gonna do like a? This is the price.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it at the buy it now.
Good.
For the Peach Momoko fans, we got some Usagi Yojimbo Peach Momoko going up.
That's a beautiful cover.
So pretty.
Got a Vampironica #1 New Blood for the horror fans. Got a Philadelphia #3 first print.
Hey, when you go on the Instagram, Jose, there was somebody asking for some of the Philadelphias. Hit them up and let them know that we'll have some.
So you guys have all the fun stuff. I'm just doing all the Star Wars stuff that we have.
This one won't be going up, but I had to pick it up. Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos. He's punching a Nazi.
Those dirty Nazis.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish I saw John's typing on here. I don't have any of those profit issues.
I got all of them.
I think I have a few.
I got.
This
every
will be
single
going
one.
up tomorrow too. It's not a comic, but it is the In Power Pokemon Movie 2000 preview. First appearance of Lugia. More horror fans. We got Superman versus Dracula.
This is going up tomorrow too for buy it now, $1,000.
That
There you
Superman
go.
Dracula one's super cool.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Saga, huh? Nice, bro.
Then Ed McGuinness cover.
What? You're putting Saga up?
For $1,000.
Nice.
I'm gonna act like Torpedo with $1,000 books.
Yeah, then you're gonna get hate on like Torpedo if you start doing that shit.
What's the deal with the hate on Torpedo?
I don't want to talk about it on here. Oh, that's why me Chromium, bro. I might just have to buy that one right there.
They're doing an homage cover for Vampirella's like
Here you go,
wedding,
Steve.
something like that.
I got this
for
one this
that
week.
One. That Joker
Oh,
Harley Quinn one.
shit. Generation X, bro. That's like if I buy that, I'll be my 21st copy. It's just that well, Liz, like when I was young, of course, I was raised and we were really, 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 really poor, and so I never really had any money to buy comics. Only time I did was if I would save my lunch money and not eat, and just use that lunch money to go buy me some comics because my mom. I was raised with just my mom, and so I had to deal with like either buy one or two comics and I'll be happy, but I would always see these Chromium covers during the Image times that would be in the back of the wall, $50-$60 that were beautiful, but I could never buy them. And now that I'm older and I have actual money, and I see these covers that are just like in the dollar bins now, in my head, I was like, I could, I go back to my youth and I'm like, I could buy this now.
Yeah.
And so I just keep buying this stupid Generation X Chromium cover that I loved, but I couldn't buy when I was a kid. And or not even that one, but other Chromium ones. And I have to have like my friends stop me because I already have a bunch of copies of each of these damn books. But in my head, it's just that every time I'm thinking like if I was still poor, and I'm like, you know what, I could buy me this damn book.
You're gonna find out that you've like cornered the market on all the covers. Like
That's
like somebody can't find them anymore because you've got them all.
For real.
dude.
And it's just that like I have to like stop myself because I would keep buying them, but it's just like something in the background saying like telling me like, you got the money, you can buy this now. You're not broke anymore.
The
And I was
Sanchez Ford.
Hey, Steve. Honestly, dude, as your friend, that's a real touching story. But that still doesn't make it okay to pull a dirty Sanchez on me and pull books because I was broke too, dog. Anyways, hey Josh, how you like this one?
I didn't even have this with my keys. This shit's on
Oh,
fire
Heir
now,
to the
right?
Empire.
Oh, Heir to the Empire, yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Back when Star Wars was good. Before
How about this
before
one?
Disney erased the expanded universe.
Oh, that's a good one, dude.
You like Dark Empire too, didn't you?
Yep. Yes, I
The
did.
Dark Empire was the one where Luke pulls
Ron.
This is
right out of
Thrawn
the
number
sky.
1.
I like that one.
Well, that's the Marvel Thrawn one.
Mm.
He's kind of a different character.
Yes.
Oh,
I did enjoy just the original Star Wars books with the Thrawn trilogy. That was so good.
These were some of my pickups that I got with my whatnot money.
Oh.
Phantom
Is that
Stranger.
The cover of Vader's cap. Was that Vader's castle? No, what is that?
No,
That's
this is
mine now, too. Shit.
Again,
This is,
I can't. You're not on our main screen. I'm looking at it on my phone.
oh, this is Phantom Stranger number 14, the last 15-cent book that DC made. And this
Oh.
was also the prototype for Swamp Thing. This is a Neil
Nice.
Adams cover. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's beautiful cover.
Like on my phone, your little picture, it looks like it's the Predator.
Right? First appearance of MODOK.
Modoc.
Finally got my hands on one.
Oh, what kind of copy is that? Like, what is it? A fine, very fine?
Oh no, dude, these are like affordable $20 to $30 books, bro.
Oh, it's all good. I'm just trying to see.
Yeah. Oh.
There you
Finally
go,
got something.
Sanchez.
Ooh, Batman. Which one's? Ah, the whole school
Yeah.
Turok.
These are like 10 for $1.
Yeah, that's like 20 cents.
Pick
Bart
this one up for
Sears?
$20.
Wait, isn't it a Barry Windsor Smith cover?
Yeah,
Turok?
What?
yeah, it is.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
I
Okay.
think so. You need to bring your sketchbook, Isaac, the next time you come to the store, because I want to drool all over your
Are you gonna be at the store tomorrow?
yes, from about 11 to whenever we finish our whatnot sale. Well, actually, our whatnot sale probably in around. It won't go any later than 8 because that's when you guys kind of start, and I don't want to.
You gonna
Hey,
be-
Isaac, are you working on Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I might cruise by tomorrow to pick up my stuff then.
Okay.
Ooh,
Thank you
check
for
this
that.
one out,
Your
guys.
stuff is actually sitting at the house, and I got to make sure I grab it and bring it with me.
Cool.
Oh, that's a gem, Doug.
I have Jose stuff too. If you could bring
Bill
it.
Cosby presents Little Bill, books for beginning readers.
Yeah. Teaching how to roofie a girl with a sailboat.
Playground roofies, baby. I saw Juliet. It was just in my bookshelf, and she just grabbed it off there. She was walking around with it, and I was like, "Let me see that book."
John
What
said
the
you gotta
fuck?
finish
Where'd you get that
ordering,
from?
too.
Yeah, we have to do some. Oh, yeah, because the monthly is due on Friday, so we have to make sure we get all of the ordering done, and the FOCs for next week done too.
Nice.
This last FOC that we had to do today, what had the all the something is killing no House of Slaughter second prints, and the local comic shop day stuff was on the three. Just the Boom Studio stuff was on there.
Was I able to get down for those? Put me down
Yeah.
for those? Cool.
Yeah. We ordered a lot for all of us.
For all of us. Nice. And
Yeah,
then,
we got a lot of the local comic shop ones, and we got a lot of the second prints. And I can't remember what else was on that was
apparently the slipcase is supposed to come out this week as well.
next week.
Or which
I
one?
think it's next week. Oh no, maybe it is this week.
It's this week. It's on the preview.
Yeah, it's this week.
Or
But
which-
we ordered 10 and they allocated. So we ordered 10, even though the way they're but we got 3.
Are they
4. I
hardcover?
think we got 4. So we're gonna end up with 4 of them, and then we're gonna because we initially ordered 10, they'll send us the slip cases that will fit the regular hardcovers. So the hardcover, the boards on the hardcovers will look different, but the slipcase can fit both the slipcase edition and the regular hardcover edition. So that's what I think is what they're doing with it. But I guess they just weren't expecting.
Such a heavy demand.
Yeah, because the way that the print works is that they say, okay, we're expecting X amount, and they'll print that much, or they'll initially have that much going into print, and then they print a few over in case there's like defects, or so if the print run's supposed to be like 10,000, they'll print like 11, or they'll print 10,100, so that they have extras in case things get damaged or there's misprints or there's problems with it. They have enough to fulfill or fill in things. But on this case, they were supposed to do X amount, they were supposed to meet the demand just for what was ordered on the FOC. And I think their initial thoughts were they were going to have enough printed for it with a few left over, and they didn't. The demand was way higher than they expected. And that's why they had to allocate.
Makes sense.
It's kind of, it's kind of weird. They didn't do the Todd McFarlane way of doing it.
Are you gonna be at the? Are you gonna be there on Friday afternoon at the shop?
Yeah.
Are you guys doing another Instagram
Yeah.
live?
Yeah.
Isaac, you want to go? Do you want to go with me on Friday?
Close.
Huh? Oh, you close? I hate you.
We don't start the live till 7:30 again. So, I mean, you can stop by.
What time do you close, Isaac?
9:30.
Jesus Christ.
Ouchie. Yeah, we have a Whatnot tomorrow at 5 and another one on Thursday. And then we have the new comic book day one on Wednesday that starts at 6 or 7. And then we have an IG like regular sale on Friday at 7:30.
Nice.
Man, that's
Don't worry, I saved the pile of stuff that you grabbed out of the boxes on Friday, Isaac, and set it aside for. I gotta pace myself on this stuff. Gotta have stuff for next time.
Yeah, I hear you.
I won't have you there to do in-house claims.
I have to try to get the day off.
If you do, I'm down a roll in the afternoon with you,
I'll let you know.
and I'll take a couple of books of my of all my sketches so they can see it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta get my sketchbook ready then, so I can bring it by.
So let's go see it.
I can get jealous and I can be like, okay, on the bucket list, on the bucket list, on the bucket list.
I'll bring my Satana book and my other books that I have, sketchbooks,
Nice.
and maybe like the my original pages so you can check them out.
Jeez, I'm bringing everything.
Why not?
You have them handy? They're
Yeah,
not,
well,
they're
that
not
one
under the mattress.
I could barely reach the original page one, so I'll be able to take that one. Like I could see it from here to the other side of the room.
He hides his original art in the mattress like his money. I'll be safe here.
That's just my room is full of stuff.
Long
I saw those
boxes.
dioramas that they have at D bags or D pins. That purple one they have for the
Decepticons.
Yeah, it looks pretty dope. Even the one they have for the Autobots looks cool because the one that I have it's so big.
You need them both.
The one that I have is so big that if I set it all the way up,
Buy them.
it's fucking huge. But it's
Buy them,
expensive.
mate.
Have you seen the new displays that they're doing for the Transformers? Where it's got like the Decepticon symbol base or Autobot base, and then it has like those invisible, there's like the clear, like clamped things to hold them up, so that it looks like they're doing like those, like the action poses or they're jumping and stuff. But they're cool because the bases are big enough to hold, the Gen 1 and the metal Transformers in their robot forms doing like kind of like action pose type situations. And they looked really cool. But yeah, they have like the base is big for like, and it has the Decepticon symbol or the Autobot symbol, depending on which. And the clamps that hold it in are like heavy duty to hold in the Transformers and stuff. And they're showing some wild poses with them. Because I've seen ones for like, they come sometimes with like the 112 figures and things like that. But these ones are designed specifically for Transformers to hold the weight.
Did you move the comics out of there?
Yeah, I've been packing up to move, dude.
Oh yeah.
I got one of those big plastic boxes,
I
the
remember.
CGC boxes, and I put them all inside. So
You're moving?
yeah, man.
Damn, you're moving far too.
No, it's not far. Here's far. That's where I'm from.
Man, you're far, fool.
I know, huh?
How are we gonna do our Christmas special when you're all the way far, fool?
Because the house is way sicker.
Man, this fool has no consideration for us.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to carpool and stuff.
that's what I was gonna say. We're gonna have to carpool, fool. Liz is gonna have to be DD on the way back.
That's right.
We might have to get passports to cross county lines.
Now the house will be big enough that we'll all just be able to crash there. So
You know what? You guys are gonna have to like make the doors in the car hollow that Liz and I can hide inside, and you can get us across the border.
Jose's cars already does that.
Thank you.
Already does that.
Hey, you guys could record the your Christmas specials at Race Comics now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, have you come to us.
There you go.
We're all local, Nate. You gotta
I
come
like
to
that
us.
one.
Yeah, there
Fine,
you go.
whatever.
Perfect spot right there.
It's not that far.
It just sounds
It's
like
not
you're going
downtown.
far, far away.
It's right off the 22. It'll be perfect for you.
No, it's not. It's nowhere near the 22.
And we could have Sanchez there as our Christmas Crumpus.
I'll go as the Grinch.
No, I like you more as Krampus.
Yeah, he's more of a Krampus.
More of a Krampus.
Oh man, all this whatnot shit. You guys got excited. We carried like 20 minutes after.
Oh shit.
What time is it?
11:18.
Oh wow, it,
That's my
Oh,
bedtime.
honey.
it just didn't even feel like it. It's just I've been having too much fun
Well,
today.
yesterday we sold on Whatnot until about 10:30, almost 11. And then me and Jose boxed everything up until 1:30 in the morning.
Those boxes they gave you?
Oh, those went away at the last comic sale. We went till almost 11 that day too. We had up to like 50 people in our room.
Yesterday was 70, wasn't
Yesterday
it?
we had 70 people watching us.
Nice.
At one point, yeah.
I was like,
How do you
damn,
know?
dude.
Good
It
time.
shows you the watch count of how many people are in.
Yeah.
We had
I mean,
70
like
people,
IG.
but only one of them mattered.
Yeah.
And that was our boy El Chapo.
El Chapo was there
No,
yesterday.
so Danny was also really good.
Danny P was
Yeah.
shout out to Danny P.
5 people that have
Danny
tagged
P
it.
and Chapo, El Chapo was in our room. It was crazy. It was good stuff. Good times.
Did he escape the room?
Oh, Chapo owned the room.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, dude.
He just bought all your shit or what?
Chapo was.
Anything he wanted, he bought, and
He said, "You're not gonna win it.
me.
Yeah, you ain't gonna outbid me. I'm taking it, bro."
So who was running him up then?
Well, people are trying to buy it. Like, I started taking out some good fire from Isaac's collection, which he didn't want to sell, but I just took them out, and it started selling really, really good. Some actual what was the word? Not keys, but what was the
Or what do you call it? Our grails.
grails? There were some good grails that we sold yesterday. That were Isaac's, and actually
Was
we
it Pops or
sold-
comics?
Whatnot.
no pops,
Ah,
and
good for you, Isaac.
I even sold
Get rid of that
I even
bullshit.
sold Isaac's first pop ever that he bought, and I think Isaac was a little bit crying that I sold it. It was his first pop ever, but he got some good money for it, so he should be happy.
Oh.
I still remember, Steve, you and me and James out in front of Fats, talking shit about pops and the people who bought them.
This is
Right,
true,
right
Steve.
before you fuckers sold out.
I converted, bro.
True, Steve. You were pray the pop away. You were pray the pop away, and then you just went all full Funko Popper.
Then he was selling comics to go buy pops.
He was taking the fanatics inside of him.
Yeah, man. It was I changed. I like these pops. But
It
I
was
did
fun
I,
until the fanatics came.
I did sell some of. I've been selling some of my pops though because I have too many of them. So I need to make some room.
I still have a lot of pops.
Yeah, I sold some of my stuff already with at the Comic Caves show. So it was
Yeah, it's cool. He
But,
pays us the shipping and handling, so it's not too bad.
Shipping handling is pretty rough, huh? Or do you charge it?
It's all taken out automatically on Whatnot. We don't do any of that.
that app is amazing. I like it a lot.
It's so easy. Just quick and simple. Do you even do you have your sale ready to go, or do you not even have it advertising up yet?
We don't have it advertised until 30 minutes till, man. And we're still late.
Like yesterday he started recording like literally 10 minutes before it started. And then we started at, instead of 8:30, we started around like 8:40.
Yeah, I was like, dude, there's like 8 people in the room waiting for us to start listing these items.
They were only there
It's
for like
like-
10 minutes.
It's like it's like any other party, dude. If you show up on time, it's gonna be a lame ass party.
I make John set up the time for me so I can go in and list what we're gonna list, so people have an idea of what's happening.
What are you guys listing tomorrow?
Well, Tuesdays are always like theme days. So like this week it's Star Wars comics. There's Star Wars comics. I have some patches and some
You guys-
pins and some. It was like a thing that I got from a creation convention back in the 80s where you got like a packet that had a bunch of different stuff and it was like buttons and pins and stickers and like 8x10 glossies that you got signs. It's got like there's like a Han Solo and a Luke and a Leia and then like the full-on cast pictures from all 3 movies. It's like the original trilogy stuff. So just, everything that we put up starts at $1, so we'll see what happens.
Do you have a Darth Vader #3 at cover?
I don't think we have a Darth Vader number. Not that I've found yet.
I should list that one
Started
too
cover,
tomorrow.
I guess.
Are you going to get what you want for it though, Jose? Isn't that the 30 and below kind of deals?
No, you could do
I
it buy
sold
it
mine
now.
for 80. Mine went all the way up to 80.
I mean, we just start our auction. I know that we start ours all out at like $1 just to, because it's not, we
Same.
don't have like tons of like super expensive stuff. You know what I mean? They're kind of, it's just a lot of like filler, but we have like we've got some Scotty Young ones, some PX exclusives of like Lamb, just fun. I look at it as fun covers or things that people are trying to fill in their collection for. I'm trying to think if there's any like.
I've got a Spider-Man
anime-
Shadows that's gonna go up tomorrow too.
That's cool.
A what?
Spider-Man Shadows, that one series.
That was a nice one.
But Thursdays are regular, like we put all kinds of stuff up on Thursday. I found a bunch of fun stuff to put up. Isaac found a bunch of fun stuff for us to put up.
Like cotton.
Oh,
Are you going to be submitting any stuff to CGC anytime soon, Liz?
I can submit as soon as anybody wants me to.
Oh, okay.
But the turnaround time on it, don't expect to get it, for Christmas type thing. It's the
I got
turnaround
2
time for
books
these things. is
that
so
I need to
ridiculous.
reholder.
Yeah, but I don't know what the turnaround time for like reholders and things like that is.
I don't think reholder takes a long time.
I would hope not.
You would
but-
think.
You would think, but right now, it's just like it's crapshoot. Some people are getting their stuff super fast, and some people have it for like 7 months.
Did you submit to the Bagley signing, Steve?
No, I did the Eastman signing. I'm still waiting for mine.
Was it before Bagley?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I've been seeing people get their Bagley shit back, and my shit's just sitting there, dude.
No, well, like I said, mine were 2 sketch covers for Eastman. And
Yeah, I fucking gave them to you.
yeah, and so I'm waiting for them to send them back, but
What did you get?
I think they're 9/8.
No, I mean what what did he draw for you?
Shit, I already forgot. I forgot what I asked for. I don't know if it was Rocksteady and Bebop or I can't remember, but I did one of those. I think they did one Rocksteady on one of the covers and then Bebop on the other.
Okay.
I think, but I can't remember. It's been such a long time. So yeah, I'm waiting for those to come in, and I'm waiting for. I also bought what's it, that new X-Men for Bernard Chang, with the kids, the X-Men kids.
Children of the Atom.
Yeah, Children of the Atom #1 with the remark from Bernard
Dude,
Chang.
I got that fucking 4-corner remark from fucking Lashley. Dude, it's horrible. Let me show you guys. I fucking words don't describe it.
I saw that Frank Miller's gonna be back again on it. So if I don't get my signatures on LA Comic Con, I might just do it there straight to CGC.
If you remember, it took almost 6 months for me to get
These cases are pretty dope.
those back, and we fast tracked them.
Yeah, CGC is kind of crazy right now.
And it's weird because it took 6 months, but then like Brandon sent something in, and then he got his stuff back in like 3 months or something. Like it's weird what they choose to go through and grade and what they don't. I don't know. Like I don't get it. Josh has to go to bed.
All right, Josh. Later, dude. Let me find this Lashley real quick, and I'll let you guys go.
Good seeing you, Josh.
Later, man.
Later, guys.
Later, bro.
You're taking your phone.
But is it a remark, Nathan, or what?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like when you want to find something, you're not gonna find it. Just
There's only 2 boxes.
oh. And also, you haven't spin the wheel.
Yeah, there's a lot more blank spots than there were actual spots. Now I got some fire, dude. Let's see. There we go. Doesn't even got a grade. It's got art. And then
Where's the art? I can't even see the art.
Right there in strong man's arm.
it's right here.
Strong bad.
Who did that?
Fucking Lashley.
I'm
Did you say
surprised.
strong bad?
He's always been really good at his stuff.
No. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Lashley. Fucking apology to the comic gods. Fucking Larry Strowman.
Oh, yeah. His. I rather have his full commissions instead of that. I did buy two.
He's like the most. I'm surprised you got your shit. I remember when you were talking about you got it.
Yeah, I got two of them.
In one of those groups. You got one in one of those groups. And
Yeah, I got two of his full body commissions.
I was a shock because that fool has the longest list of burnt people in the history of fucking comics, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This Kid Carson, he's awesome. If you ever see 4C Comics,
that's where I got this one from.
He
based on your recommendation, I got that shitty remark.
But I'm saying for the commission portion of it, getting commissions from him, like Ken is really good at handling everything, and that's
making
why
sure that guy comes through, right?
Yeah, and Ken Carson, shout out to him. He's really cool guy, and I mean he'll get you your stuff. And I was able to get two good Mr. Sinister and a strong guy, full body.
How are we going to reach out to these people if they win the spin list?
Why don't we just spin next time? It's only just 2 people watching right now.
We'll just make it a bigger amount.
Yeah.
We're going to split it up between the two nights, but we'll just make it a bigger amount and put people on for next week.
All right.
So just leave the people that are on there now and just add next week.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. You guys ready to deuce it?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. I'll see you
Now,
next time.
Wait.
Alrighty, guys.
Right, Isaac?
What up?
Seeing you tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll text you when I'm in the area. All right.
You guys have a good night.
Good night.
See you, yo.
Night.
Later.
Later.